Hello everyone, this is As Mohammad Khan and I welcome you in today's class. In our previous class, we have discussed about the classification of Plantae. Means we discussed about the kingdom Plantae, student. Now we are going to start chapter 4 and it is related to kingdom Animalia, student. And it is the most dominant living organisms group, student, because they have the more complex cell in their body, and with the help of that they perform the different function or they have the different morphology. Now one by one we will discuss about their characteristic. First main characteristic that they have, student, they have multicellular eukaryotic cell. Means they have nucleus having cell and their cell does not have cell wall. With this they have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. In the heterotrophic they have the holozoic and parasitic mode of nutrition, student. Holozoic and parasitic mode of nutrition. In the parasitic mode of nutrition, they take the ready-made food from other living organisms. Means the host living organisms, they take their nourishment. And generally, which group of the Animalia have the parasitic mode of nutrition? It is Platyhelminthes group, student. Now this kingdom Animalia have some similar characteristic that I have written here, that they have the multicellular eukaryotic cell. With this they have the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. It is their similar characteristic that is found in all the living organisms that come in this kingdom, student. This kingdom have the million of species, student. Now these species have the different characteristics, and according to those characteristics we categorize them into different groups, student. One by one we will discuss about those characteristics that they have. First characteristic that they have, student, level of organization. Level of organization means they have which type of structure or which type of organization they have. First is cellular organization. Means this is the group of the living organisms or the Animalia that have the cellular organization. Means all the basic functions are performed by the cells, and this type of organization is known as cellular organization. They have the cellular organization. With this they also have the tissue specific organization, in which the group of the cell perform a particular function, and due to that they have the tissue specific organization. And tissue specific organization is found in coelenterate, student. In the coelentrates the tissue specific organization is found. Next is organ specific. All the similar type of tissue make the one particular organ, and that organ perform a particular function, and those living organisms are known as organ specific living organisms. And in the organ specific living organism, the group of the Animalia that comes, student, that is Platyhelminthes, mollusks and annelids and arthropoda. These are the group of the Animalia that have the organ specific. Now after the organ specific, some living organisms have body specific organization. Means organs makes the body, student, and the functions are performed by those body parts. And in this the higher animals come in this category. Means the group of higher animals like the chordates. Chordates student, chordates come in this category, or the vertebrates come in this category, means the body specific organization. So we can categorize the kingdom Animalia according to their characteristic into 4 different groups. If we speak about the level of organization, they have the 4 types of level of organization. First is cell specific, second is tissue specific, third is organ specific, fourth is body specific. Body specific is found in vertebrate student, like the species Mammalia and the avids. They have the body specific organization. Now we come on the next important characteristic from which we categorize the living organism. It is symmetry student. Symmetry. In general, we use this word in geometry mathematics, in which a particular shape is divided into 2 halves, and that particular shape is known as symmetrical shape. So some living organisms have the symmetry, so we can say them symmetrical living organism, means the living organism that have the symmetry, symmetrical. And asymmetrical means the living organism that does not have the symmetry, means we can't divide their body into 2 equal halves. So we can categorize the living organism or the animals into 2 types, symmetrical and asymmetrical. Now the symmetrical are again divided into 2 types student. Bilateral symmetrical, bilateral symmetry having living organism, and radial symmetrical living organism. Now bilateral living organism have the limbs in pairs, and radial they don't have the limbs in pairs student, in pairs. And in the bilaterals we can divide into 2 halves in one plane student. We can divide into 2 halves, and in this we can divide the particular living organism into any half, into two parts on any vertical student. On any vertical we can divide it. In this we can divide the living organism from the longitudinal section, like we can divide ourselves from here. It is bilateral symmetry, means we also have the bilateral symmetry, but the some living organism have the radial symmetry student, radial symmetry, and they don't have cephalization, means they don't have the nervous system. And with this they can be divided from any vertical plane. From any vertical plane they can divide it into 2 equal parts. So there are the 2 types of symmetry: bilateral symmetry and radial symmetry. Bilateral symmetry is found in earthworm, human, fish, and radial symmetry is found in hydra and starfish student. Hydra and starfish have the radial symmetry, because we can divide their body from any plane student. From any plane we can divide, any vertical plane we can divide their body. Next is organization. In the organization student we can divide their body into 2 parts, means there are the 2 types of animals according to the organization. First is diploblastic. Diploblastic student. Diploblastic means they have the 2 germinal layers. They have the 2 germinal layers, ectoderm and endoderms. Diploblastic. Diploblastic are the animals that have the 2 germinal layers, First is ectoderm, second is endoderm. Ectoderm is the outside layer, endoderm is inner side layer, and it is found in the ciliate student, like the hydra it is found. And triploblastic, it is the group of the living organism that have the three layers, ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderms. These are the three layers are found in the triploblastic living organisms. And the examples of these living organisms, student, platyhelminthes to chordates. All the platyhelminthes to chordates means all the higher living organisms or higher animals have triploblastic layer, means they have the three layers, ectoderm, endoderm and mesoderm. Triploblastic means they have the three germinal layer. Now we come on coelom. Now what is coelom, student? It is the body cavity in between ectoderm and endoderm, and it is known as coelom. Coelom is body cavity. According to the presence of coelom, we categorize the living organism into three groups. Coelomate, first is coelomate, student, that have the coelom, like the annelids, mollusks, chordates, all the higher animals have the coelom, means they have the body cavity. And pseudocoelomate, pseudo means false, coelomate means false coelomate they have. And the living organism that come in this category are Aschelminthes. Aschelminthes is the group of the living organism that have the false coelom, and they also have the parasitic mode of nutrition. And the living organism or the animals that comes in this category is Ascaris, student. Ascaris. Ascaris have which type of coelom? It is the most important question. They have pseudocoelom, student. Next is acoelomate. Acoelomate means they don't have coelom, student. They don't have coelom. Why they don't have the coelom? Because they have the parasitic mode of nutrition. And all the platyhelminthes, like the liver fluke, tapeworm, they come in this category, student. They are acoelomates. Acoelomates means they don't have the coelom in their body. Now we come on the next. Notochord, student. Now what is notochord? Notochord is mesodermally rod-like structure. Rod-like structures. There are two types of the living organism, student, according to the presence of notochord. Some have the notochord and some don't have. And all the chordates have the notochord, student. They have the vertebral columns, rod-like structure, from which the central nervous system is passed. Next is circulatory system, student. Circulatory system. As you know that all the living organisms or the animals, they transport the different substances from one part to another. For this they have one particular system, and that system is known as transportation system or circulatory system. Some have the open circulatory system, student, and some have the closed circulatory system. Open circulatory system is the system in which the blood-like structure is not passed through the blood vessel. It is directly passed as body fluid. And that system is known as open circulatory system, and it is found in arthropoda. In the arthropoda, which type of circulatory system is found, student? It is open circulatory system. And closed circulatory system is found in all the chordates, or all the vertebrates have the closed circulatory system in which their blood is passed through the blood vessels. So they have the closed. So there are the two type of circulatory system: open circulatory system and closed circulatory system. Now we come on the nutrition. In the nutrition, student, they have the holozoic mode of nutrition. Mainly they have the, but there are the some animals that shows or that have the parasitic mode of nutrition, and especially Aschelminthes and Platyhelminthes. These are the groups of the animals that have which mode of nutrition, student? They have the parasitic mode of nutrition, in which they take the ready-made food from the host animals. So it is about the basis of classification, and these important terms you will write to explain the particular group of the living organism, student. That's why you will try to learn all these basic terms. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.